That is us, and I have let the waiting room open. Let's get started, my friends. So, as you know, my name is Joony, or if you don't know, welcome. This is Joony from Toronto, from DA Group, bringing you all the right information for KOK and K Stadium. Thursdays are about more in-depth study about K Stadium and any questions you may had regarding the changes in the platform and, of course, K Stadium itself. If you have any specific questions in KOK, today, you can definitely utilize our time to do so, but I try to focus a little bit more today about the changes happening towards K Stadium. So that's what Thursday nights are about. I've been doing this for now over a month for the changes that were supposed to be happening since April, but a lot of them have been changing, but it's taking some time. I think they're definitely doing incremental changes. So today is definitely the day we talk about those. So if you don't know, AMA stands for Ask Me Anything. And today is definitely the time for us to ask anything about KOK. So again, this recording is being recorded. This session is being recorded to be on YouTube Live. So if you have a camera turned on, make sure it's turned off so that I can definitely post this up without any problem on YouTube. For our agenda today, first, I'm going to do a little bit of a spiel about myself and why I do this and why perhaps I may have the expertise to speak about the topics on hand. But really, tonight's session is about learning and sharing the information out there. So if there's anything from your side you'd like to share with me today, please feel free to do so, and I'll try to share all the information I had. And then we're going to move on to the updates from me, and I'll try to draw you the picture about the big changes that are happening, why these changes are happening, and how it actually fits in the ecosystem of the KOK Play and K Stadium ecosystem brought on by the KOK Foundation. And then with the rest of the bulk of the time, I'll try to do an AMA where you'll get a chance to either raise your hand and I'll unmute you and ask me any questions you may have. And I will try to, with my best expertise, get you some answers so that you know and can make an informed decision, because this is all what it's all about. I do my best so that you can be informed about the changes and what's happening so far, so you can make the informed decisions regarding the KOK Play and K Stadium platforms. And at the end, I'll do a little bit of an update on what's happening. And if there's any specific request after everything's done today, I'll try to turn on my phone and log in so you guys can kind of go step by step on how to do some of the things a little more hands-on. So without further ado, let's get started. So about me, my name is Joony. I have been talking about KOK every Mondays through Zoom for a very long time now, and I've really been trying to become more of an English friend for a lot of you so that you guys can get all the information regarding KOK and K Stadium firsthand through me. And if this is your first time joining to our channel, I'm happy to tell you that now I record these sessions and put it up on YouTube so you can share with anybody that you may know, or of course, watch it again, because I apparently do tend to speak a little too fast. I have to keep reminding myself to slow down a bit. So that's me right now on the bottom of the picture, hosting the K Stadium Play On Volume 3 Rise Up convention that happened earlier this year in Korea with the lovely Miss Jiang over here. I emceed with her for our wonderful launch off event for K Stadium, along with Dr. Choi, the current chairman of the foundation as well. It was a wonderful opportunity. So since then, and even before that, I've been working very closely with many leaders of KOK and K Stadium. I am not directly affiliated with the company itself, but I have definitely been doing my homework and doing my research. So therefore, hopefully, I'm in a position to tell you some information about K Stadium and KOK that perhaps you might not have had on another place. So that is why we do it today. And with that, I bring you the news. And the news is the big changes towards K Stadium. Now, if you're completely lost about what KOK Play is and you haven't even heard of K Stadium, don't worry. I'll try to break it down as simple as I can. But I urge you, if you are one of those people, to join me on my Monday night sessions or go on to our YouTube channel and check out our Monday videos, because that's where I do a little bit of a more introductory explanation of what KOK Play is and what K Stadium is. But today it's a little bit more about in-depth. So I will be speaking a little bit more technical technical points that if you are completely new to the platforms or the ecosystem, you might be a bit lost. So sorry about that. But again, today is for those of you who have been part of the KOK Play family for a bit of a time now, and you are willing to and you're wanting to understand the changes that were happening towards K Stadium. So the changes is such, and to understand the changes, let's go back in time when we only had to worry about one platform, and that was KOK Play. Now, KOK Play was originally intended and is still intended for and will always go towards a direction of becoming an ecosystem of digital content platform users, meaning it's an ecosystem of users and developers, content providers, and platform makers where digital contents are being shared, consumed, and of course, sold for profit as well. So perhaps a direct relationship for a digital content platform would be something like YouTube or Netflix, where we can consume digital content, and creating that ecosystem not on its traditional platform model, but on a blockchain platform model was KOK's big vision. Now, to become something new and something big, of course, a company requires that initial investment, initial pool of users coming in, and of course, initial pool of investment to develop all the technologies, the infrastructure to become what it's positioned to become in the future. And to do so, what KOK Play did is they implemented the system called POS, which is a proof of stake model, a methodology of many cryptocurrency companies undertake to grow their value as a community, as a chain, and to look for that investment or the initial users into their network. So the POS model, unlike the POW model, which let's say Bitcoin used to use, and you can actually currently still use while utilizing your computer, a lot of electricity, you run through a very heavy algorithm, and your POW work allows you to gain a little bit of Bitcoin every now and then, and you can mine it that way. The POS model worked a bit differently, and now Ethereum is actually going into this POS model, and this proof of stake model is something that KOK Play had for this perhaps more of an investment opportunity, which is exactly what a lot of us looked into it as in it was an opportunity throughout this troublesome time as COVID-19 to perhaps put in an invested value and have this asset grow through the POS model. So it had these two fronts, and that's what KOK was. One side, it has the ecosystem of digital content platform users as it's trying to be, and then this POS model, along with the 100% referral bonus, 4% POS, and even at one time had its level-based ranking. So it had these two faces by this one giant platform. But through the recent changes, especially with the merge with Medium, and now with the technological advances, KOK Play is able to go far ahead than its original trajectory, meaning it's able to now separate these two into two separate platforms, all part of one ecosystem. So both KOK Play and K Stadium is managed and maintained and created by the same entities. However, this is now acting as two different fronts where KOK Play will maintain itself to become the ecosystem of digital content platform users, while K Stadium will take most of the investment opportunistic side of KOK Play and become its own platform where the investment opportunistic side becomes even greater than it was in KOK Play. So this is what's happening, and this is the changes. So this is why you are currently hearing a lot about K Stadium outside of KOK Play. There's no future where the company is going to close down KOK Play. Absolutely not. It's just taking the two roles KOK Play had and dividing it into two separate platforms, but together, working together as one ecosystem platforms. So these changes are happening. And perhaps to a lot of you, understanding the theoretic points and the concept is important, but let's just get down to business. Joony, tell us what we should be looking for. You're telling us there are two apps now. Simplify it for me. What's going to happen in the future? Well, let me break it down to you this way. Currently, KOK has a POS model where you can, and I'm strictly speaking in terms of investment performance only, KOK Play has a current about 4% incentive of a monthly ROI for the POS model, meaning if you invest on or you prove a stake into the KOK Play platform, you get a 4% rate back every month. K Stadium utilizes a similar methodology of POS, but it's called delegated POS. And one step added onto that, a delegated POI. So instead of a proof of stake, it's a proof of investment. So it's a delegated proof of investment model. And through that model, it's able to punch out a higher percentage of 7%. And the changes are as time goes by, because of how mining structure works. When you mine something as a cryptocurrency, it slows down over time. And this is true to every single mining cryptocurrency, mineable cryptocurrency in the world. And if that's true, that means in KOK Play, that 4% rate is going to keep dropping and dropping and dropping. It will never go to zero, but it's just going to go very smaller and small and small. While in K Stadium, that $7 figure has a very high possibility of increasing in percentage. And on top of that, we know that the KOK Play is based on a US dollar value, which means the platform has its own US dollar value of what a KOK is versus the market price of what KOK is right now. And this discrepancy is really troubling a lot of us right now. For example, $7 on the app right now, but it's 70 cents out there. I don't really understand the math. I hear you and I understand you. But the good news is K Stadium doesn't deal in the based on US dollar value, but based on the KOK quantity that you have invested. Meaning if you invest 100 KOK, then you get 7% of that, thus 7 KOK. So it's based on the value, which in that sense, much easier math. And also for an increasing value market, a much better investment as well. So that, in other words, means KOK Play is sensitive to market fluctuations, while K Stadium is independent to market fluctuations. And right now, currently, as of July 2022, we are having lots of market fluctuations. So this is perhaps many reasons why people are moving into K Stadium's community pool. And to understand K Stadium's community pool, you have to understand how is it even possible that it has a higher percentage and it's going to keep going up, Joony? I don't understand. Is the company just printing out KOKs and giving more away over there to attract us into going there? No. Here is the concept of where those KOK funds or assets are coming from. This is it. So remember I told you there's two separate platforms, right? The KOK Play is more of the contents platform, and the K Stadium is more of the investment opportunistic platform, right? So let's just look at only KOK Play. KOK Play has always been looking for more users that actually use the platform. That's always been its goal, to consume the content, to watch the content, to flock in and become a larger user group so that when more users come in, better contents perhaps appear on KOK Play. So let's think about that. That means that KOK Play has to create a methodology that more users will come in, users that will actually utilize the contents in or consume the contents in KOK Play. For example, a free referral system. Pardon me. So a free referral system means now you can create, new users can create an account, not even put a single POS, and still receive $100 worth of credit that they can use inside the contents platform. Just like when we first used Uber and when we used a referral code and we got $25 worth of credit for our first ride, this is the same concept. Free accounts, $100 worth of free credit that they can utilize in the KOK Play app. And they can even also utilize that to mine it to increase their KOK asset as well. So it's basically free credit to try out the full platform that KOK Play is. So this will attract lots of new users, and it will attract us to bring in more users as well, because we also get $100 worth of KOK credit in mileage when we bring these people in. So these users will come in, more and more users will come in. And what happens then is those users will transact in the KOK Play app and they will pay gas fees. Any transactions, changes that happen inside a blockchain network incurs gas fees, right? So let's put that up into the board and think about what else can happen when users grow. Another great thing that can happen when users grow is other companies notice that there's a big pool of users in the KOK Play platform. And if they see that, then these companies want in as well. They want to come in. These decentralized applications, in other words, DApps, want to go in, and the population of DApps growing in the platform are also more subject to paying gas fees as well. And I put these words pretty big, gas fees, because until now, the KOK token was a token, meaning it was borrowed technology and it was borrowed from Ethereum. So we paid all those gas fees in what? In Ether to Ethereum. But you've heard, and it's true, through through Medium and through K-Stadium, they have created the KOK mainnet, a technology that they can own its own technology. The cryptocurrency will actually exist in its own blockchain network that is designed and created by its own company, which means all those gas fees will no longer be needed to be collected in Ether and given to Ethereum, but it'll be collected in KOK. And all of that KOK that is being collected is not going into the pockets of the foundation. It is being redistributed to people who have taken part of the community pool. This model is specifically designed to make a protocol economy work. And this has been always the model that it has been trying to create from the very beginning. So this is exactly why how these two platforms work in conjunction and work together by utilizing the same utility coin of KOK, and the value of this ecosystem, this community, is dependent on KOK, and therefore it's vice versa. The value of the community increasing will also increase the value of KOK. So all those gas fees plus the inflation supply that comes in every year is being distributed to everybody in the community pool. And this is where the KOK influx can happen when you join K-Stadium. So if I haven't confused you already, let me confuse you even further. I'm kidding. Let me try to break it down one more time. So let's take a deep breath, get a cup of water, try to understand where those KOK actually comes from. I've mentioned to you that if you participate in the community pool of K-Stadium, you get to be the lucky few that gets the redistributed 3 types of KOK that goes into the system. The first is the inflation coin. Every cryptocurrency company has a set amount of inflation coin that goes into it every year to account for lost coins, burn coins, changes in the coin supply. It is a set amount of coin. It is not dependent on, let's say, market fluctuations. It is set by the foundation from the very beginning. And currently, this inflation coin supply is going into K-Stadium. What else that can go in are the gas fees that I just mentioned to you about. And we're very excited for this portion of it to be activated, to be distributed into people of K-Stadium's community pool, because Medium's technology is far faster than many of the current blockchain technologies. So therefore, many people will be able to utilize that, and they'll see how lucrative it is to utilize the K-Stadium gas fee-based blockchain network. So all those gas fees will be supplied into the community pool as well. Next is investment rewards. And what that means is when new apps want to join in, new content makers want to join in to K-Stadium or to KOK Play. When new apps decentralized apps want to join into KOK Play, they have to pay in. And the foundation is not going to take in US dollars or Korean ones. They're going to ask for KOK. So they have to buy in that KOK and pay. And that fluctuation of all 3 KOKs is influxed into K-Stadium and redistributed to everybody and anyone that takes part of the community pool of K-Stadium. So all of this is going in, but currently the inflation coin alone is being activated in the beta form, the open beta that is in K Stadium. And with that alone, we're seeing percentage of 7% returns monthly. Excuse me. So that means when gas fees are activated and investment rewards start to happen, you can only imagine the added percentages that will grow and be distributed into K Stadium. So this is why I said before that that number is only bound to go up. Okay. So at this point, you might be wondering, okay, Joony, I'm convinced I want to go into this community pool, but I heard that there's many places that you got to go in. It's not just a simple go in as a community pool. You're very right. And try to follow me along. I'll try to show you the very simple way of thinking about how you should strategize this in your head. First, to participate in the K Stadium community pool, there's going to be what we call SOs or stadium owners. And they're basically groups, places that you can put your investment in. And the good news is, once you go inside this community pool, that's where you get this influx of KOK that's being redistributed. And no matter who you choose, you are part of the 70% of the basic reward. No matter which group, which SO you choose, as long as you're in the community pool, you will get 70% of the pie. So anyone and everyone, as long as you participate, can take a slice of the 70% of the KOK that is being distributed to K Stadium, that is being redistributed to K Stadium. The next 20% is called ranking rewards. Means if you have participated in the top 12 SOs or nodes or groups, then you get a slice of the next 20%. But of course, being first to second to third should have a difference. So every difference in ranking is at minus 33%. So first is 100%, next is minus 33%, third place is another minus 33%, so on and so forth, all the way to the 12th ranking. And then the third one is called block reward, which is 10%. So this makes the total 100% of the pie. And this is distributed to only people who participated on the top 6 nodes or the 6 SOs. Which means, yes, from looking at this alone, it looks like participating on the top nodes is great. And again, on the block reward of 10%, the top 6 nodes are divided equally into 6. So when you look at this list, for example, of all the SOs on K Stadium, yeah, you should think about who you should delegate or who you should invest to. And I say the word who, but it's really which SO you're going to delegate your assets to. And depending on that, your interest rate will be different. So I bet that raises a lot of questions, and I can definitely answer a lot more questions about that later during our AMA session. So hold on to your questions. Let's get into that, because I have, unfortunately, more changes you should think about. For example, the changes that are happening on KOK Play. There will be a KYC very soon. They said it's going to start in May 2022. We're sitting in mid-July, so it's imminent. And once this happens, we're going to find out exactly how this will look like. The reason why it's taking so long is because KOK Play is already a very global application, and global standards of KYC is very hard to set, meaning there are some countries where passports are not a thing that everybody has, or driver's license are not everybody has. So they need to be very careful. What happened to my screen? They need to be very careful. Come back. They need to be very careful about how they make this KYC. And also, when the changes occur, there'll be a $5,000 limit on how much you can do a POS in KOK Play. In K Stadium, no limit such limit exists. In KOK Play, the 200% mining reward limit will stay. In K Stadium, no limit such exists. Will you be able to increase your mining limit? Yes, only through mileage, only through adding new referred members, as they both and you get $100 credit into the app, which I've talked about. So these are some of the very big changes that are happening to KOK Play. So with that, it's 10:30, and as promised, we're going to jump into our AMA. Ask me anything. You can raise your hand, you can chat, you can use the chat and ask me any questions. If you're on your phone, finding the chat button at the bottom of your screen might be fun so that you can send me a question, or you can just raise your hand and I will unmute you so that you can talk and ask me some questions. So 10:30, here we go. Let's go. Any questions so far? And if not, I'll start with my own question because usually it takes you guys a couple of minutes to start your own questions. We see a hand. Yes, Angel, I'll ask you to unmute yourself. I'd love to hear what you need to say. Hi, Angel.
Hello, good evening.
What's up?
How are you? I'm from Latin America, from Colombia. Nice
Hello, Colombia. Thanks for joining.
First, thank you for all the information that you have, because you know that we have not too much information in English, even in Spanish. You know?
Oh, Angel, sorry. Before you go on, do you know that we also do English presentations every Wednesdays? Spanish presentations every Wednesdays?
Yeah,
okay.
Actually, I'm on Mondays also.
Oh, Mondays also. Perfect. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
thank you.
I hear you Mondays and Thursday, and after I share this information with Latin America.
Wonderful. Oh, thank you so much. But anyways, sorry, go ahead with your question.
Okay, questions about the change that's coming.
Okay.
That's supposed to be 11 July, yes, but anyway.
I know. Yeah, we're still delayed.
Okay, the compound interest compound. You know what I mean? For example, before I can put in, for example, $1,000, and for example, I can win $40, sorry, per month.
Okay.
And after I can put in this $40, I can put into risk taking, and my amount can, 200% more. What's gonna happen with that?
Okay.
After the change.
Great question. So that goes back to this slide. So you will be able to do that up to $5,000.
Up or below?
Up to. So $5,000 is max.
Okay.
So meaning, for example, do you see my screen?
Yep.
On the right. So here on the middle, you see current exchange asset.
Yep.
That will be $5,000, and that's it.
That's all. So, for example, I only just put $100. I can continue just make compound interest until $5,000. That's it.
You got it. You got it.
Okay. And if I want to continue doing that, I have put in more members, or I use the content in the app. Correct.
You got it. You got it. Perfect.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah,
that's important.
Yes.
And okay. What about the people that we already have an account more than $5,000? What's going to happen with that accounts?
They will no longer be able to restake.
But I can put in more members or use app contents, right? Or
you
not?
Got it. Perfect.
Okay, that's it. Let me see. Sir, that's all my questions. My questions.
Oh, well, that was easy. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Another thing that maybe I want to tell you so that it's a bit less confusing, you also have to remember now the people who, let's say, are under your direct line, their recommendation profit also comes up to your wallet, right?
Yeah.
That is being reduced to 50%.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's
so you know that. Perfect. And the next thing is, let's say on this screen, we see here at the bottom mileage bonus.
The mileage, yeah.
That's going to disappear and it's going to become mileage and something else. So it's going to look a bit different, but mileage, because here mileage bonus, that 4,300 is not worth 4,300 KOK. But when the changes happen, mileage will be 1-to-1 relationship. $1 is 1 mileage.
1 KOK.
Yeah, no. $1, 1 mileage.
Okay.
Yeah, not 1 KOK, because 1 KOK could be worth $7, for example, right? So the mileage will be based on US dollar value because you want to grow this US dollar value in the current exchange asset. So 1-to-1, 1-to-1. Yeah.
Okay. When I will receive that 100 miles, that 100 miles
is 100 US dollar worth.
Yeah, that will appear where? In my wallet or in my current exchange?
I'm not exactly sure.
That's a question.
I wish I can tell you, but
because
I'm not
I
sure.
imagine that can we that use content or we can put into a stake. I think so. I think it's not possible to just take out and change for KOK upside because there's no logic. I think so.
I'm not sure either. I've been reading the announcements and it's a little ambiguous. So for me, it even sounds like you can exchange it to KOK. You can. But you first get it as mileage. This is 100% true. And you can use it to increase your exchange asset. You can use it to mine it. You can use it in the platform for the contents. Sure. All of that I know for sure. It did say that you can exchange it to KOK. I don't know how though. So we'll see.
One of the things that say in the announcements is you can take off that.
You can take out the mileage?
Yeah. For example,
so to me, in my head, it means you'll exchange the mileage into KOK and you can take out KOK. This is how I think that would make sense. But again, this is my best guess. I am not exactly sure. It's going to be a pretty big change when it happens. And, you know, I was semi-excited and also not excited to happen for July 11th because, you know, I have to teach everybody how to do the new thing. But it hasn't happened. I know that they're waiting for the right time. And, you know, as I mentioned to you in my presentation, KOK is global right now. So they have to make sure these changes are ready for everybody to take place. So we're going to have to wait a bit.
Okay. Two short questions more. And
okay.
The first is, you say that with the mileage, the 100 will receive for both me and the person that I add. That's it?
You got it.
So that will be 200, right? 100 for me and 100 for the other guy.
You got it.
Okay, that's good.
I know it is good.
Yeah, so much. But in Latin America, we are waiting for these 100 miles appear in the wallet. When they're going to appear, a lot of people are going to join. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And the second and last question.
Of course.
Wednesday was presented in a Spanish version of KOK, right? What's happening with that? They continue? You don't know?
I don't know. I hope they continue.
No, not okay.
No news on that end. I'll try to ask around, but I'm not too sure. I think English is kind of like the standard they're going with. They're even kind of like, if you look at K Stadium, it's mainly all in English. It's not even in Korean.
No. Yeah. But before wasn't a presentation of Spanish before.
Sorry, maybe I didn't understand. Are you talking about presentations or the application?
No, presentation. The same presentation that you are doing.
Yeah.
That was other guy.
Yeah.
Mr. Hong. In Spanish. Yeah, Mr. Hong.
Yeah.
I can see it again.
Oh, he doesn't do it. It's probably because he does a lot of missions. He's a pastor, so he goes to many places to the missions. So you just have to wait for him to come back. He'll be back. Don't worry. He's not going anywhere. Yeah. So that's what I was just mentioning. This I can definitely ask when he's going to return to do it. I'll let him know that people are waiting for him to do it again.
Yeah. We also with my team we are doing presentation in Spanish, more from Colombia and some Latin America. Wonderful. But it's good.
Wonderful.
To hear other person presentation in Spanish is really
wonderful. Nice. Wonderful. I'll let him know. Yeah, please, for sure. He's not going anywhere. Really, he's still with us.
Thank you very much because you clear a lot of information that I don't know. So thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. That's actually pretty good. Oh, you have to teach me Spanish. 한국말로 할 수 있도록. And then we'll do trilingual. Okay?
모르는요.
Okay. Thanks so much, Angel. Thank you. Ciao. Okay, and I'm going to lower your hand. And Frank, you asked me a question on top of that. For the existing frontiers who presently have not reached the 5,000 limit when the changes start and they are not able to restake, explain how they will be able to reach the maximum allowed in their current exchange. Okay, Frank, as far as I am understanding, and I have been explaining, if they haven't reached the $5,000 limit, they can stake up till 5,000. And then once they reach the 5,000 limit, the only way they can increase that is through referring or creating new users utilizing their invitation code. Does that make sense? Frank. I hope that answers your question. So they will be able to go up till 5,000 utilizing the same methodologies until today. And once they reach the 5,000, then the game changes. And if you're already above that 5,000, then you start from the point that the game changed. I hope that answers your question. Any other questions, my friend? And if you don't, then I will answer some of the questions that I've been getting at the office here in Toronto very, very often right now these days, which is on the screen right now. If I participated, don't go away, come back. If I participated in the first and second promotion, but I didn't get an email, what do I do? Well, first, step 0 is check your spam box because it tends to hide in your spam email. Definitely check. It should have happened one on June 23rd or July 6th, I think. Those are the 2 dates the emails went out. So definitely check the spam box for anything from K Stadium saying confirmation of submission or confirmation of application. So double check your spam box. And if you still check and it's not there, I want you to make a customer service account. You can find this on your K Stadium application and going into the settings and pressing support. You have to make a new account. It's not the same K Stadium account that you used to log into K Stadium. Make a new account and go to step 2, which is submit a ticket. And I've shown you how to do that on our last Thursday video. So check the end part of that video. If you don't know how to do that, by going onto our YouTube channel, checking for last Thursday's video, just look at the last 10 minutes of the video and you'll find out exactly how to do that. And if you've already all done that, or even if you did receive an email, the last part is wait, because this goes to the same part for part number 2. That what happens if I apply for my asset transfer and it hasn't even moved? It's still there, Joony. What's going on? Well, I'm happy to tell you it's not just you. Nobody's asset has been moved. And what they're saying through the announcements, and I hope you've been reading them, is that they're going to create a website where you can check your application status on what you applied, how much asset transfer you've applied with. And you'll also be able to choose something. And I'll tell you what that is on the next page. But so far, if you have applied and nothing has been done, step number 3 is the same. Wait. Wait for it. And don't worry. As we wait, we still get the same 4%, right? So then here's the trickier question. I applied for 100% transfer promotion for my first or second, and I have been adding more or restaking more now because I don't want to be locked up for that $5,000 limit. So my current exchange asset has changed since when I applied and what it is right now. Especially because the KOK price is so cheap right now, you can really make dramatic changes to your current exchange asset right now. So the question is, are they sending all of my current asset or the asset I applied with then? The answer to that from the recent announcements that I saw is that you will get to choose, meaning if you applied for 100%, you will get to choose when the website goes up that you can transfer the 100% of the current exchange asset at the time that you applied, or currently when you are willing to do the transfer promotion. So that means if you really want to send over the assets as much to K Stadium, restake everything you have right now in your wallet to the current exchange asset. If you don't, hang tight. Or say only send the asset that I applied then when the website goes up. I don't know what this website is going to look like and how or when, but when it does, I will absolutely do my best to make the video as soon as possible on how to navigate around that website so that you know what to do next if you are one of the many who applied for the first and second asset transfer promotion. And with that, any other questions? Those were the main questions that I used to get. Is there any questions on the stage right now? You can put it up on the chat. We still got a good 15 minutes for a 1-hour show today. Put it up on the chat. Any questions you may have, definitely put it there. And during that time, Andrew, you have another question. Of course. 1 second. I'm going to ask to unmute, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Other question.
No, don't be sorry, please. Yes.
Okay. You know what's going to happen, for example, when the KOK going to change the price inside the app?
Are you asking me if they're going to do it or if they're not going to do it? Or when they're going to do it? Or all of that.
All of it, yeah.
Okay. It's a sensitive question.
Yeah.
And I will choose my words very carefully.
Yep.
There has been rumors among the top level frontiers that they are going to reduce the platform price.
Okay.
Throughout the history of KOK that I've been part of, when these members make these rumors, they often became true.
Okay.
So I have been telling people that it is very possible that this can happen. Mm-hmm. However, I have looked very carefully at all the announcements that came out from KOK Foundation since April till now. Not a single line says they're going to bring the price down. So this means that it's really up to them to choose that they're going to listen to this, what the top level founders are saying, or they're not going to. But I really want you to keep in mind, they're always doing it for the best interest, for the value of KOK. They're not doing this. I mean, of course, they're doing this for the best interest of the company because they don't want the company to go defunct, for example. But it's also because the company owns so much KOK as well. They want to protect its value. So they will always choose the direction that will always make the better value for KOK. Okay. So that is my answer. So I'm basically agreeing you that yes, the rumor was there. Yes, it might happen. Will it happen? When will it happen? I don't know. I have no idea, my friend. Lo siento.
Okay, yeah. because people
are waiting.
Many people are waiting for that, and many people were thinking that was maybe July 11.
July 11. Me too, my friend. I'm one of those people. I frankly am one of those people. A lot of people are waiting, and a lot of people are waiting also means a lot of people are waiting for that moment to start selling. And we all know what happens if many people start selling all together.
Of course.
Right? So this is why the company has to be very careful about how, because they have to control that influx and deflux, because if they don't, then it's not, everybody loses, everyone loses, and we don't want that. So I promise you when I say the company's always looking out for the best for the value of KOK. So I don't have an actual answer for you for that. I apologize.
Yeah. Okay. Imagine that they're going to change the price inside the app. I don't know. Just I'm going to give you a number just for $4.
Let's say $5. $4's too much. Let's say $5.
Oh my God. Okay, say 5. Okay, we're going to say 5.
Yeah.
What's going to happen with the current exchange asset that I have? For example, if I have, I don't know, $5,000 in my current exchange asset, what's going to happen with that? They're going to change that, or only going to change that I have in my wallet?
Okay. Your current exchange asset will not change.
They don't touch that.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I see where the confusion comes from. Okay. I can confirm to you that they will not change your current exchange asset. So meaning let's use the example that we see on the screen right now. There's $35,000 in there, right?
Yeah.
So this is based on a $7 value. And what that $7 value means that my current $35,000, if I want to calculate that in terms of coin, then I have to do 35044 divided by 7. So that's roughly 5,000 coins, KOK coins.
Okay.
When the price goes down, it's the same 35044 value, but now it's divided by 5. So I have more coins, 7,000 coins.
But okay.
So but same value. More coins, same value. So so on your current exchange asset, okay, on your current exchange asset. But this is the
wallet.
opposite story in your wallet.
Yeah, of course. This is why we have to store stake all if we have something in the wallet.
Correct.
If the change gonna happen in.
Correct. If you have a big amount of money sitting in your wallet right now, you have to think very carefully for what's going to happen.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the answer.
No problem, Angel. No problem.
Bye-bye.
Oh, and Angel, while I have you here, I've muted you. But Nancy has mentioned that they announced that they will adjust the platform price, but did not mention the dates. Yes, I saw that line. It was very ambiguous if that meant down or up, Nancy. But yeah, they can always adjust the platform price. Absolutely. And they have been. Remember, we saw that dramatic rise last year going from like $2, $4, $6, and $7, and we're all happy. So yes, absolutely. They will change the platform price. But would it be in our favor to reduce the price? We'll see. Yes, I'm not too sure. So that's why I wasn't too sure how to answer that question with certainty. Is it going to be what we're all kind of waiting for, which is like the drop in the price, or is it going to be like staying the same or go up because the platform price went up? So, but yes, Nancy, thank you for reminding me that there was that line that says they will adjust the platform price, but didn't mention dates on that. Thank you. Any other questions, my friends? It is 10:51. And I swear I had something that I wanted to show you how to do on the app. Thanks, Nancy. Any other questions? No? Oh, well, apparently I did a good job. Just want to let you guys know that all of these videos that I just mentioned is going on our YouTube page where you can access and check out all of our videos. So that is on the chat right now. Please go and subscribe any new videos that go up. I tend to put all the English videos on a playlist called English videos, where there's a big English mark on all those videos. Check those out. Check out our latest videos. The current video will also be up as soon as we're done today, and I have time to upload it. And any questions you may have, if you can see on the board, thank you, Nancy. If you can see on the board, it's tokfrontier@gmail.com. That is the email. On my very, very limited spare time that I have trying to gather up all the news, I put it up there for you guys to check it out. So please don't be shy. Thursday is about asking questions. If you have any questions or even just uncertainty, don't worry, I hear it all while I work here for DA. So ask me those questions and let's definitely get into it. Really, the changes that we're looking for is the big announcement. You're very welcome, Tuanda, for this big announcements up on the KOK Play app saying, hey, the website is live. Go check your promotions. Once that starts, the K Stadium madness of picking who and where to go and all that jazz is going to start. So it's going to be a very interesting time. So let's definitely be excited for that time to come up. So yeah, let's see. And how about for the rest of the time while you guys think of questions, I'm going to log in with my phone and show you what K Stadium kind of looks like so that you guys know how to navigate around it. So let me turn Zoom on. Zoom. And new meeting, turn it on, start the meeting, and hey, you get to see me up close. Got it. Stay as co-host, and I'll share my screen. Bam. All right. So feel free to put questions up on the chat. I have my eye on it. And for the rest of you, if you don't have any questions, you may leave now or check and sit back for the next 7 minutes as I show you how to navigate around K Stadium. So this is the app, K Stadium here, that I've installed on my Android. Is it available on the iOS yet? No, it's not. Did they say it will? Yes, they did. When will it be? I don't know. But it works on Android, which means, you know, get an Android. So you turn it on. And the first thing that you see is this giant KOK number from the front screen. And a lot of us, including me, your first impression is, oh God, I'm so rich. Well, unfortunately, No, you're not, but we are. So this is the entire amount of KOK that has been delegated inside a community pool, that community pool that I told you about all of today. So already 106 million has been poured into the community pool. And here's the interesting part about the community pool, and perhaps also not interesting. When you put your KOK in the community pool, it cannot leave the pool. Let me say that again. It cannot leave the pool, which means any money that you invest in here as your delegated proof of investment, DPOI, does not leave here ever, even when you, let's say, terminate your account. So you have to be very careful and very strategic about how you want to go in here. But then you might want to ask the question, why would anybody want to put money in there? Well, of course, the returns are great, but really think about what happens when I say the word any money, KOK, not money, sorry, any KOK that goes inside the community pool cannot leave here. Means already 106 million KOK has been taken out of circulation, which means now the remaining KOK in circulation has increased in value because all of this has already left its circulation. The supply has reduced while the demand is still the same, which means the value of what remains in circulation goes up. So as more and more people pull into the community pool, the value of KOK will go up. It's a very simple supply and demand trick, and it works well. So I'm excited for what's about to happen. So as I logged in, I will no longer see a sign in logo up top here. So if you haven't created an account, definitely do so. I've made a video about that. And sign in. You can check your information by pressing the settings button or this gear icon at the top. And they'll tell you, oh, hey, I'm logged in as Jane. Our DA group members, #1. And you see your name up top, your ID there, Jane's wallet address for K Stadium, and of course, the wallet and SOs. You're probably all wondering, hey, Joony, press that wallet. I'm not going to. Sorry, shouldn't have laughed so hard. But as you see, if I go onto SOs, you'll see all the SOs that you can pull into. And for calculative purposes, I have delegated for her KOK into all 18 nodes. So really, for the past couple of weeks, all 18 nodes have come in here. And you can choose which node to delegate in. You can press that and go in and to see how much you delegated and how much you can claim. So for example, #1, Ryan node, I've delegated 100 SOP. And if you're quick at math, you'll understand exactly why I did that. And tomorrow when I come back, I'll be able to check how much rewards I can get there and press claim to put it in the wallet. So I can definitely do that. You might want to ask me questions like, okay, Joony, so does that mean the top nodes, as you mentioned before, the top 12 gets the ranking and then the top 6 gets the block rewards and all of them? So it probably means that being on the top nodes is the best. Yes and no. The ranking is based on voting power. What is voting power? It's how much KOK has been pulled into this SO. So that means almost 20% of this KOK of 106 million has been pulled into here. And because that has the most amount, he gets to get the claim, the #1. Good for you, Mr. Song. So then people in here are definitely getting the biggest slice of pie to share amongst the people here. And then, of course, for #2, 10% of it is in here. So that's why they're #2. So they get the second biggest slice of pie. Remember, it's 33% lower, divided by 6 for the block reward, and etc. But what happens, you must think, if there's, let's say, 1 million people in Ryan's SO because everybody thinks #1 is the best, and only 5,000 people in KCP owner because he's #2. Well, there's less people here. So even though they receive less to distribute, they have less people to distribute it to. So individually, their percentage can be higher than 1. And in fact, I did the math for today, and the highest incentive right now is currently line number or SO name Megan. And they, even though they're third here, they are the highest in terms of returns. And the return rates right now between #1 to #18, which is our node DA. Oh, is not of humongous difference. I believe it's from 8% all the way to 7.1%. So the numbers aren't humongous different. Why is DAL all the way at the bottom? Well, unfortunately, all the other SOs were able to put in their stake or their KOK into their nodes. But because Jane here is in North America, she wasn't able to participate on the event that happened in Korea. And that's when they had SOs sign in to move on their KOK first. So because she wasn't there, that wasn't done. So unfortunately, being in North America in that sense wasn't very helpful for her. So we're still waiting for all of that to be transferred in. And I'm really excited to show to people how we came from the rookie underdog to the top 6. So let's see how that's going to happen on the many days to come. We are all waiting for the first and second promotion. And that rings the bell to 11 o'clock, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. That is how to utilize the K-Stadium app. I will, of course, create more videos so that you guys can definitely join me there. And with that, I bid you a good night. And thank you for joining me on Thursday. I will see you guys on Mondays if you're interested on the K-Stadium KOK 101. You're very, very welcome, everybody, for joining. And if you have any questions, of course, ask me those questions next Thursday as we do our Ask Me Anything. So have a wonderful rest of the week. Please stay safe. I've heard that there's new things on the rise. So let's stay safe, everybody, as a happy faces. And as things get better, we'll put our smiles back on and wait for K-Stadium to be done. So 11:01, very good night, everybody. I'll put some music back on. And then with that, bonne soirée.